Hey guys, Monochrome here. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. Genuinely good to have you. Today we're taking a look at an interesting little item, keyword being little. This is the MTech Tomahawk or Tomahawk/hatchet. Some of you have perhaps noticed that I don't review MTech items. Well, there's a reason for that. Sometimes you have brands that have a certain reputation for quality. And among those brands, you'll have an item that's perhaps better than their overall reputation. And then you have brands that have a good reputation, sometimes even a great reputation, and okay, you end up with an item that is practically trash. I'm sorry, but with MTech, what you're dealing with is the very definition of cheap tactical items. And yeah, over the years, over the decades, I've bought a few MTech items here and there, and in terms of quality, I haven't even remotely been impressed. And yeah, so that's why you don't see MTech reviews on my channel. Until now. Here's what you get. You do get a surprisingly well-designed, although still very inexpensive sheath. And this is a sheath. It's not just a cover. Guys, I am so sick and tired of seeing knife reviewers, especially with that new K-bar model. You know the one. It's like, oh, it comes with this great sheath. No, that's a cover. That's a cover because it comes with no attachment point to a belt or a harness or a backpack. It's a freaking cover. It's not a sheath. I mean, these shills, oh my goodness, they will even lie to themselves sometimes if it's a product they really want to love. But yeah, this is an actual sheath, not just a cover, because on the other side, you do get a belt loop. Honestly, though, unless you're wearing a thin dress belt or a thick but very narrow type of EDC belt, this is way too tight. But you do get the option. You do get the option. Even though this is way too tight, the option is there for belt carry. So yeah, sheath, not just a cover. The nylon is not horribly cheap. It is inexpensive though. And when you open it up, yep, it has a spike on the end. Although you really wouldn't be able to tell with this in place. Now on the inside, perhaps you can see that there's a good thick layer on the inside of clear plastic, rather thick. That prevents this thing from poking through the sheath when it's covered up. Now you also have another snap, because if this comes loose, you can't pull this out, it can't fall out. There's another snap which is up here. And yeah, this is not something made for quick deployment. Yeah, it's not tactical, it's tactical. So you do have another snap up here. And once this snap and this snap are pulled open, you can pull this out of the sheath. Now, this end here is rounded. This isn't sharp, this isn't sharp, this is rounded. Although I'm guessing that if some of this material comes off, this rounded tip is going to be quite a bit sharper than it looks. And over here, yep, a nice edge. This thing came sharp. It came sharp, and oh yeah. You could do some damage with this. Not in a wilderness or woods setting, but against people. Hey, blatant honesty. That's what I promised you guys. That's what you're getting. Now, you might be wondering about this little cutout here. It's like, oh, okay, that's an interesting aesthetic. Well, no, it's not just about aesthetics. Let me show you. Because with the sheath, again, this snaps open first, then very carefully snap this open. That snap right there, yeah, that's for the cutout in the head. That fits directly below the snap over here and lets you snap it shut securely without having a big, floppy, ugly sheath. So yeah, very ingenious. And again, the sheath, inexpensive, but surprisingly well made. Some real thought went into this thing, especially with that extra clear, thick plastic on the inside to prevent that spike from coming out. And it is labeled MTech, okay? Let's take a closer look here. Now, the reason why I'm only showing you this side is because one of my initials is actually engraved on the other side. Well, not engraved. With something like this, they remove the black coating, and what's underneath is white. So I guess technically reverse engraving, but yeah, that's why I'm not going to show you guys the other side of this thing. Yep. There's some writing over here. That's right, Stainless USA Design. I guess its official designation is MT-600 for MTech. And there we have the first problem, stainless. Guys, I don't care if it's a tomahawk. I don't care if it's a hatchet. I don't care if it's an axe. And yes, there are differences between those three. I don't care if it's something like a one-piece tomahawk or one-piece hatchet. Here's the thing. If you're going to take it out into the woods and you're going to use it, it has to be carbon steel. And it has to be forged. Yes, I get it. There's some modern day axes out there where the companies are a little hush-hush about what sort of metal their axes are made out of, all this and that. I don't have a problem with those modern types of axes, hatchets, tomahawks. I personally don't have a problem with them. I have a problem with the fact that the companies who make them aren't open and honest. But credit where it's due, at least MTech is honest. This is stainless steel. So thankfully, you're not going to see rust spots along the parts of the tomahawk / hatchet in which the coating has been removed in order to put lettering on it or engraving. So yeah, credit where it's due. And this is a one-piece tomahawk / hatchet. And as you can see from the cross section, this thing is thin. This thing is very, very thin. No wedge shape here. And that's not a good thing if you want to take this out into the woods and use it. Yeah, not good. Honestly, though, these things are mostly sold as novelty gift items. Perhaps you'd like a set for your groomsmen. Not sure how your wife will feel about that, or your soon-to-be wife, but yeah, these are marketed as something that would make a fantastic set of gifts for your groomsmen with their initials engraved on the other side of the head. So yeah, somewhat inexpensive pocket watches. No. Set of beer mugs. No. Let's see. What else are traditional groomsmen's gifts? Set of knives. Yeah, you might be better off with the hatchet instead. But yeah, you can also buy these separately, and realistically, this is mostly marketed as an interesting, cool little wall hanger / novelty item / engraved gift item. It's really not meant to be taken seriously. I mean, especially not if you plan on using it in the woods, because yes, it's full tang, and that is a good thing, but again, oh boy, way too thin. Way too thin in profile. And this is definitely made to a very inexpensive price point. Not sure if you can see that, but the handle slabs, yeah, they're a little, they don't quite fit flush. Thankfully, it's not to the point where it's painful in the hand. And surprisingly, especially if you wear large-size gloves like I do, surprisingly, this is a comfortable fit in the hand. I mean, it really locks your hand in there. It's a really good, comfortable fit. Although the issue is certain parts of the handle are sharp. Pretty much everywhere you see a corner on the end is sharp. Now, in my case, this particular corner here was so sharp, not sure if you can see that, I had to take off just the tiniest bit of material to round out that corner. The screws, yeah, they're nothing to write home about. The handles, they look like Pakkawood. Thankfully, they don't smell like Pakkawood, but this is definitely, I do believe this is actual wood, but this is like some of the cheapest wood you can find out there for use in making this thing. Yeah. Maybe there was a lot of thought put into the handle design, Not the construction of the handle. No, no. But yeah, surprisingly comfy. Made in China. Guys, as usual, specs in the description box below. There's not going to be a lot of specs, but if you want to check those out, yeah, head down there when the video is over. But once again, we have another product that is designed in America. Yay! Made in China. So, yeah, that's great that it's designed in America, but the most important part is still China. What can I say, guys? As far as the head goes, with the exception of the rounded spike, and yeah, this area here is a tiny bit sharp and probably shouldn't be. You do have pretty much the cutting edge. Stainless steel with a black coating, so okay, mostly for looks. Something like this, yeah, it's going to be cheap. So if you want to, you can just spray this down with flat black spray paint or glossy spray paint if the finish starts to wear on you. And there is no way that this finish is type 3. I mean, this thing is just too cheap for that. I'd say right around $10, maybe $20 at most. If you find this online and they're asking for more than 20, I wouldn't bother. No, I wouldn't bother at all. So, does this thing have any practical, pragmatic purpose? Well, if you're a martial artist and you know how to use a tomahawk, yeah, this little monster can be a little nasty. Let me just say that. Again, I am not here to teach about knife fighting. I am not here to teach about use of tools as weapons, but I'm also not here to blow smoke up your backsides. This thing, novelty item, wall hanger, gift for groomsmen, gift for yourself with your initials reverse engraved on the other side. But in terms of any pragmatic use, oh yeah. For those of you who have heard of another small tomahawk known as the Jenny Wren, that's W-R-E-N, and the story behind its creation, well, you can think of this as a poor man's Jenny Wren, and it can be used for the exact same thing. And the story behind that tomahawk's creation, whoo, yeah. So, martial artist, soldier, operator, a poor man's Jenny Wren. Yeah, I said it, it's true. This would make an excellent tool against a violent attacker if, assuming you happen to have it in hand, because yeah, you're not pulling this out of that sheath remotely quickly. Or who knows, maybe you'd like to spend more money than what this little guy is worth and get yourself a custom Kydex sheath for it that's quick draw. But overall, if you're asking for pragmatic use against a violent flesh and blood attacker, oh yeah, This little thing, this could cause some nasty damage. In my case, I bought it as an interesting novelty item with one of my initials engraved on the other side of the head. That's why I bought it. And then I held it in my hand and realized, oh, you are a nasty little thing, aren't you? Or at least she could be, depending on who's holding her. Do I recommend it? Listen, guys, if you're looking for a spike, tomahawk, full tang construction, or maybe a tomahawk, full tang construction, and you don't want a spike, honestly, I would check out the offerings from Columbia River Knife and Tool, along with Condor Tool and Knife. MTech, I mean, if you just want it as a novelty item, yeah, why not? It's not that expensive. In terms of actual use out in the great outdoors, I would say give this an avoid, along with a lot of other MTech products. Quite frankly, in my humble opinion, and that's all it is, most MTech products. Because remember, MTech means tactical on a very, very low budget. So, yeah. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed the review. Please continue to stay safe out there. It is still dangerous, unfortunately. I'll see you guys soon. Take care.